living outside of the US for 10 years feels like an unreachable goal. Like it'll just never happen for you. I am here with a special guest today to tell you why it is possible and to talk to my guest who's lived outside of the US for 10 years about what has changed in her life over that time, the lessons she's learned, maybe the things she regrets, all of those things. So stick around. If you're new here, hi, hi, hi. Say hi in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure you say hi so we know you were here. And let me welcome my special guest, Stephanie Perry. Hello, Stephanie.
Hi. I'm so excited to be here.
Hello.
Thank you. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Stephanie may be
Oh.
new. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Whose internet? Okay, I think one of my internet was issues this morning. So hopefully, if not, it's your video today, girl. You got it. Hi. Okay, so hello to everyone in my membership who's here. Hi, hi, hi. If you're in from Burnout to Bliss, there's coaching this afternoon, and you should have already gotten an email earlier this week. So I will see a number of you multiple times today. That's the business I'm taking care of off top. Here I'm here to talk to the woman whose mug matches her day job with. Look at that. Look at that coordination.
You got to coordinate.
Look at that coordination. Yeah. That peachy, orangey color is so Stephanie, isn't it? Y'all, isn't that Stephanie's color? Just beautiful. Just beautiful.
It's one of my colors.
Yes, you have multiple colors in that realm. Yes. All right. So here to talk to Stephanie about the lessons she's learned. Here to answer questions you have. I think we're gonna have a little short ask us anything session.
Okay.
That's not move abroad advice.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
We're gonna do that.
Also, friends, we're wearing pajamas today. Who's here in their pajamas? If you're also wearing your pajamas, caftans, let us know in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, we're wearing our pajamas. 10 years. October. No, this is September. September 21st, 2015. I got on the plane and I flew from JFK Airport to Southeast Asia. I had a layover in Tokyo, but I flew to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This is the day, right? My picture from September 22nd, 2015 is me looking real tired, just off of a plane in Tokyo. Yeah, it's 10 years. 10 years on one hand feels like no time, does not feel like 10 years, absolutely. But also it feels like a lifetime because I'm not the same person. And I have to sometimes remember what I was like then, because I'm not the same. Yeah, it's been incredible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Lots of people in their PJs. 10 years is a huge milestone. I'm glad that it happened on a Sunday, so we get to celebrate it together here. Yay.
Yeah.
What would you say is the first thing you learned when you left the US? So we're talking the very first part of your journey. What was something that you picked up there?
I think the first lesson that really struck me was that I was living my life as a worker, and that's how the whole United States was set up, and that I didn't want to live my life as a worker anymore. I didn't want to define myself by the work that I did. I feel like that was one of the first real lessons that made me say, not only am I glad I'm out here in the world, not only am I glad that I took this time and effort to travel for this year, but also I'm not going to go back the same. We don't realize how much we don't realize in the US how we're only seen, viewed, treated as workers and not as whole people. Everything in the country is designed for us to have to be a worker, to stay a worker, and to only be that, not a whole person. And I didn't like it. And when I met other people, they were not workers. Whether it was the people who were traveling or like the people who were working. You go to a little restaurant in Vietnam, It's a little sidewalk cafe with the red chairs. You sit outside. I mean, she's working there. She probably owns, it's her stall, but she's sitting down and she's talking to her friends and her kids are there. And she's not a worker. She's a person who makes this dish, this noodle dish outside of her house for hours and hours a day. But she's a person, a whole person. And that, so lesson number one, I was treating myself as though I was a worker, and I ain't like that. And it was my country's fault.
I laughed when you said Vietnam inside, because when we last were in Vietnam in Hoi An, we were across the street from a restaurant that we went to multiple times. And it was very clear. There was a woman, husband and a wife. It was very clear, but it was the wife's restaurant. He just showed up to help. he was the help. Her kids were up and through there. When she had something else to do, like I think she had to take someone somewhere, she just left. Restaurant will be fine.
Yes.
If he can't cook what you want to eat while I'm gone, you're not going to eat that. Right? Mm-hmm. It was very much like I live my life and my restaurant runs around that. Right?
Yeah.
My kids are at this table over here being kids. Right? My husband don't know how to cook like I do, but he has hands. He'll figure some stuff out. Right? And when I have pressing needs, I'm going to take care of my pressing needs.
I'm addressing those needs. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not asking, I'm just going, if you don't be upset if what you want is on the menu. But it was also freeing, I think, in a lot of ways for her. Because like, not Stephanie, a different friend showed up. And that day the woman was I think there were multiple days where the woman was only taking cash. And that friend did not have cash. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, just come back and pay me. Just, okay. Like, you don't have cash. I'm not taking cards. You know where I am. Slide back through with the money wherever. Now, my friend left. So she asked me to go back and pay. I did. But it was very like, it's not the like, this business is at the forefront of everything I do, and living by a set of rules set by the business is the most important thing to me.
That's right.
She was like, "Oh, you ain't got it? Okay. All right." We ordered something once. Our hotel across the street. And she brought it over for like the lady brought it to our front door of our hotel room, right? We weren't expecting that, but it was like, ain't got no other customers right now, might as well do. Like, it was just that feeling of you are completely in control of your life, even while running a business, which if you are an entrepreneur in America, you may not have that same feeling, right? Even if you're not a worker, even if you're an entrepreneur, you probably do not operate within a system that allows you to be like, it's whatever. It's whatever. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's a great first lesson.
Okay, all good.
Right, y'all. Good. Yes, that's excellent. Excellent.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Consider help you decide where you wanted to end up.
I didn't, not necessarily, because I didn't house sit in the places that I ended up in. Not in Costa Rica first, and not here in Bogota yet. I haven't even house sat here yet. But it did help me decide some things that I liked and didn't like, mostly some things that I thought I wouldn't like that I found out I did like. House sitting helped me understand that I'd love to be out in a small town, but it doesn't really give me what I want. You know, like I like more conveniences. So I would have said beforehand that I was a small town girl. I wanted to be in a little town with a little one little grocery store and one little this and one laundry lady. But house sitting in those environments and house sitting in big cities helped me see, like, actually, I do like the conveniences of a city, and I need to find out how to get myself into, city life while and with the conveniences of city life, but still, be hemmed up in a little. I'm in a, like here in Bogota, I'm in a neighborhood that is self-contained. It could be self-contained. I don't need to leave the neighborhood if I don't want to. So house sitting, yes, but not because I house sat in the places that I ended up in, just because it helped me, try a variety of different things. I love walkability, and being in different seeing what walkability means in different parts of the world was a good key, because walkability in some places like 2 minutes, go downstairs, your building has everything you need. And in other places, walkability is you walk 45 minutes. Okay. So yes and no. House sitting has been amazing, though. Let's add lesson number 2, something about house sitting. Let's say you don't have to have, I learned I don't have to have the traditional trappings of comfort to feel comfortable. I learned what comfort really is. We think, when in the United States, when we say I live a comfortable life, we mean I got a mortgage. At least I can afford it, right? I have a mortgage that I can probably afford. And, I have a bunch of responsibilities. When I say comfort, I realized I didn't need those things to feel comfortable. And I could feel absolutely comfortable having absolutely nothing, right? Having 2 suitcases felt like comfort to me. So yeah, house sitting helped teach me that I didn't need what we call the comforts of life to feel truly comfortable.
Okay, that's a good one. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
take a real quick pause and speak to the audience, speak specifically to one member of his audience. JG, did you do the thing you needed to have already done? Or am I gonna have to talk about you again? Okay, moving on.
She did it.
She gonna play herself.
I know she did.
I love y'all. Okay, so you've been gone for 10 years. You're now wearing day jamas in Bogota.
Yes.
Is the life, I already know the answer to the question. I was going to ask, is the life you're living now when you imagined back at when you were leaving? And I know the answer to that already. So I'm going to ask you, at what point and what changed before this current life became imaginable?
Okay. Let me think. I'm going to talk it out. Okay. So when I left, I sold all my stuff and got rid of everything, even though I only had the money to be gone for a year. And I totally expected to go back to the United States, get another job at another pharmacy, live somewhere less expensive, and, go back to US life. So I guess it became possible once I did try that. I went home for 3 months. I worked for 90 days. I went back to Delaware for 90 days and I couldn't do it. I was like, this sucks. I hate it. I hate everything about it. This is not me, man. That's not me. And then I went to South Africa. So I guess this became possible once I tried to go back and failed at that, and was like, no matter what, I'm going to make it. Right. No matter, I've learned lesson number 3. I learned that I was worth the making hard decisions and hard choices. And right, we all can make hard decisions, and we all can put our head down and do hard things for someone else. Our kids need us. Our parents need us. Our community needs us. Our church needs us. We are all used to putting our head down and doing hard things for other people. But number 3, I learned that I was worthy of doing some hard stuff, right? For me, the hard thing was going against the grain, right? The hard thing was trying to figure out how to make money in a world where I didn't know how to make money except for go to work. But yeah, I think by the time I was like, I'm not doing this, I'm packing my bags back up, I'm going to South Africa, that's when this became a possibility. When I tried to go back to being old Stephanie and failed hard, failed hard. I'm talking about, I was in that 90-day meeting. He called me into the office, Stephanie, it's your 90th day. You're off of probationary status. you're a full-fledged employee with whatever, and your 403B, whatever. And I was like, oh, good, thank you. And now here's my 2 weeks notice.
I know he was hot.
He was so confused. So confused.
All that training got you through the process just to be like, thanks, but no thanks.
I took my little check. I feel like I had like $2,500 because my parents didn't charge me anything to stay with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how much I had, at least a full month's pay. And I was like, okay, thank you. Where are you going? Are you coming back? I was like, maybe. I knew I wasn't coming back.
that was after the first full year of bopping around. You knew that this was a life you could live. This was a life you could build, but you couldn't go back to the old life.
Yeah. I knew once I had this, it's not like a taste. It's like a full, once I was fully immersed in this experience, it wasn't a taste of a new life or freedom. It was a full living of this new life, which happens after several months. After several months of out, you're fully living this. It's no longer new, and it's no longer, you're trying things out. This is your life now. And once this was my life, I knew I could figure out how to keep making it my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah. You did that 90 days and said never, not never.
No. Plus, I set myself up for failure or success, depending on how you see it, because I ran out of money in September. I started to work in November. I think my first day of work was in November. So we're talking November, December, January, night shift in Delaware, snow. You get off of work, you got to clean the snow off your car to go home. And then you got to clean the snow off the car to drive to work again, right? I set myself up to not stay in Delaware. I did not stay in the United States.
Okay, so that's actually one of the follow-up questions I was going to ask, which was, what was it about that 90 days that told you would rather risk it all and go figure it out elsewhere? Was it the work? The weather apparently played a part, but was it a part of the work? What was it?
A lot of it was the people. It was being in that pharmacy with people who were workers. I think a lot of it was just being with people whose whole life was work, and knowing that I'm not that anymore, right? All we talked about was work. All my family and friends, my parents were retired, but other people, anybody else, all we talked about was work. All that we prioritized was work. People did do other things. I have family members who love to travel and take vacations, but they fit it in around work. It was going back and seeing where I'm not a worker anymore. That's not in my top 5 list of who I am today, like it was before. And I just knew that it was going to be easy to slip back in. I mean, I talked about Thailand and the Philippines and Vietnam. My conversation was different, but it was a one-way conversation because everyone else was just interested in work. Not just interested in work, but only had time to be interested in work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So our ladies today are all over the place. I've seen Barbados, Danny's in Barbados. I've seen India. I've seen Verona. Let us know, where in the world are you? Let us know in the chat. I want to know. I'm nosy. So tell us where you are. And JG did do the thing she had to do, which was to get her Exodus Summit ticket, because she was going to wait for prices to go up to do that. And they don't. If you've been around for years, I don't know why you would do that. If you were a newbie, okay. JG? Sister friend? No.
What was she really, or was that's not what she said. She didn't say she was waiting for the price to go up.
She wasn't waiting for the price to go up, but she was busy doing other life stuff.
Oh,
What?
You don't want to wait.
Is there other life stuff? I at this point, I'm so deep in it, I don't know if there's other life stuff. I don't
Right?
know.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
Lenora's in Mexico. Stephanie Perry's coming to us from Bogota. Yes.
Copenhagen?
Ooh, I think you might be our first Copenhagen. Okay. And this brings me to question number 2, related. Now that you're letting me know where you are, have you planned your meetup for October 4th, Exodus Summit International Meetup Day? Have you,
Um,
everybody? Chat? Oh,
oh, have I? I
that
thought you
was
had.
that was for chats. I know.
Oh,
I've already seen yours in the group.
yeah.
I know you're in there. So there's going to be a Bogota meetup. Oh, Maryland's in the Dominican. Hey, Maryland. Uh, Francis Benjamin is in St. Croix. Olayinka is in San Miguel. Wherever you are in the world, have you planned your meetup for October 4th? Have you determined which meetup you're going to attend? This is all happening in our new Exodus Summit platform, which I should have a link to, but you know how I do. Stephanie will have a link before I do.
Hold on. Let me.
So if you want to be in community with Black women, this is how you do it. Wherever in the world you are, you join the Exodus Summit community. Boom, boom, boom.
You got it.
I'm gonna make it pretty quick. And then that's how you do it. Yeah, CDMX, we have a meetup October 4th. Where and when, I don't know. Adelia said, girl, let me help you. And I appreciate that. That's what friends are for.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. Oh, yay. Okay, Faith, you're gonna get a message from me today. Faith is leaving the US in 12 days. Yay. Today, you've been on my mind. Message coming. Okay, Adrian is going to SoCal meetup. We're so excited about these.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Exodus Summit community, exodussummit.com/community is doing International Exodus Summit Meetup Day, October 4th, literally all over the world. So whatever community, whether you want to go to a meetup where you are today, like where you live in the US, because I think Connie Perry might host a meetup in Dover, wherever you are today or wherever you want to go, right? October 4th, it's go time. And anyone in the Exodus Summit community can plan a meetup, right? You don't need anybody's permission to plan a meetup. You just say, here's the time, here's the location, I'll be there. And you post it, and other women from the Exodus Summit community will RSVP and show up. So there'll be some big ones and some small ones.
Yes. All you have to do, and a meetup isn't like I have planned dinner for 16 of us at Chili's. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. It can literally be, I'm going to be at this coffee shop if you want, preferably not a Starbucks, but y'all do what you do. If y'all want to come through, I'll be here, right? That's a meetup. Someone will show up,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yes.
right. Yeah, you'll get to meet Exodus Summit with other Black women who are like this, right? Who are into this thing. It's nice. You need that. You need that in your life.
VC says they would love to be in Colombia for the meetup, but they'll be in Ireland. Schedule an Ireland meetup. Schedule, right? Do something, you plan something. Okay, if you're traveling and you're not sure if people will come out, if there's anyone who will come out to a meetup, schedule it around something you want to do. You're going to eat breakfast, right? You're going to eat lunch, right? Schedule it and say, let's do breakfast here in this place. If you're there, people will show up. There's another Black girl in Ireland, probably who wants to get out, right? Who is in the community. I know, big country, small, whatever, or somewhere, probably Dublin, right? who will meet you there. So wherever you are, if you feel like, I don't know if there's enough people here to schedule a meetup, schedule around something you were going to do anyway. I'm going for a walk in the park today. Invite people, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, African Ocean Garden art and stays will be in Rwanda. Yes, we got people in Rwanda.
Good. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Danielle's going to be doing a pet sit in Charlottesville. Yes, I know we have women in Charlottesville who live there in Charlottesville full time who are part of the community, because I used to live in Charlottesville and I know those women from back in the day in Charlottesville.
Okay.
So yeah, they're in the community.
Yeah, go to exodussummit.com/community. Look in the sidebar for for that location, and then just say meet up this time, this date. It's October 4th, right? But meet up this day, this time, this location, and then Frances will make an event in the main event
Yes.
section.
Make sure you tag Frances Hunt. She's going through some of you. There are some meetups in the sidebars that are not official. They don't have an official event yet. Frances is working on that. She'll get it all worked out in the next few days.
Yes.
We're excited for this.
Yeah, we're excited. When you meet another woman from the Exodus Summit community, right? And you can become accountability buddies, even if it's just I check in with her every month or twice a year or whatever. When you get an accountability, your success rate increases or your success chances significantly increase. You need somebody, right? We need somebody to do this. This is not normal. It's not common yet. It will be. It will be. But it's not yet, and we need accountability buddies, and we need somebody to just, keep us motivated or keep us moving or keep us accountable.
The other day in Mexico City, I ran into 2 accountability buddies who happened to be in central Mexico at the same time. So we were like, we got to meet up. And they went to the Brothers and Sisters of Mexico City meetup. We love a meetup. And one of them credits the other one for helping her retire early, right? Just that constant, like, you said you were going to do this, so tickety talk, where is it? Right? Like you said you were going to do the math. Where did you do the math? That kind of stuff. Like you said you were going to put in your notice. What you doing? And sometimes it's hard to channel that inside of you, and having someone external who can do it for you is really helpful.
Very, 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 very helpful.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Okay. All right. Back to you. Oh, wait. Lady Sarita says, y'all are watching. You need to be subscribed. You need to be liking. You need to turn on notifications. I didn't say it. Lady Sarita said it in the comments.
It's true, though.
It's true, though. Okay. All right. What is another lesson you've learned along the way? Give me something.
So I learned that I could make money apart from a job, which is not a thing I had ever done. My dad had always done something to make extra money, but I didn't know that I had a skill set that meant that I could make money aside from a traditional job, which is why I thought I needed to come back to the US, work, save money, leave, maybe come back again, work again, save some more money, leave again. I thought maybe that was going to be my cycle. But then I tried some stuff. I realized that the things I knew how to do, other people would pay me to do them so that they didn't have to do them. And one of those things was virtual assistant work. I started off being a virtual assistant once I was like, I'm not coming back. I'm leaving and I'm staying gone. Once I quit that job on the 90-day review, I became a virtual assistant, and that just meant making PDFs. I like a little light graphic design, right? Making PDFs and making landing pages for people who needed them, for business owners, for coaches mostly, who needed stuff like that. So I learned that money and job did not have to go together. You can make money without a traditional job, or you can have the money to live your life without a traditional job. Also, some of my house sits have been paid, not many. I don't do too many paid house sits. Most of my house sits are on a free platform. But even house sitting, right? You don't have to have a traditional job to make the money you need to live your life. That set me free, right? Once I knew the things that I knew were worth money, and I didn't need an employer to pay me to get the extract the value out of those things, forget it. Now I'm just wild out in the world. I'm wilding. Okay, I'm out in the world. I'm going to South Africa. I'm renting a car. I'm driving around South Africa for weeks and weeks, right? I don't know anybody. I don't know anything. I'm just wilding. Once I learned to make $1 on the internet, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
All right. So I remember we talked on my channel a while ago about like the worst dollars you made on the internet and the best dollars you made on the internet.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that. So here's a video with Stephanie on my channel. We talk about that. What I do want to talk about is what the big what is something you wish you knew when you started making dollars on the internet that you didn't know?
Yeah. In my virtual assistant business, I wish I had known that you have to pick a specific type of clientele who can afford to pay you and who already sees the value in your work. In my virtual assistant business, and the reason it doesn't exist today, even though it's work that I really enjoy doing, is that I didn't do that. I chose clients who I had to convince that they needed me and convince them of the value of the thing they made. And then even sometimes convince them to use the thing I made for them. I remember one time I sat down and I made a wonderful meditation challenge for this coach. I'm like, this is a really good lead magnet for your business. I don't think she ever put that thing, she did pay me, but I don't think she ever put that thing out in the world. Now, if I were to start over, I would make sure that I chose a product or service and a clientele, which is your niche, right? I wish I had chosen a niche that was people who already were making money in their business and who already knew the value of growing an email list.
Okay. The good thing for those of you who already have your Exodus Summit tickets, or those of you that will get your Exodus Summit tickets. Oh, wait, I'm about to say something we haven't announced yet.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it anyway. She can't stop me. No, we have a 20-year VA coming to help you start your VA business, right? Like Stephanie said, it was starting the business was a low lift. She didn't need to invest in ads or software or a whole bunch of stuff, right? It didn't cost a lot to start. And one of the things we really want to do at Exodus Summit this year is help you with businesses that you don't need assets to start. There are going to be some things you need, right? Like when a delegate session is about using your money, your existing money to make money. You got to have some existing money for that to work, right? But we do know that there's a lot of value in starting from scratch. And so one of the starting from scratch sessions we have is we have a 20-year VA coming in to talk about how to start your business, how to run your business, how to get clients, etc., helping people miss the mistakes that Stephanie made.
I am excited about this because this is near and dear to my heart. The virtual assistant business is the thing that got me out into the world for good. So many of you have a skill set that business owners are looking for, but you don't know it yet, right? And so many of you, even answering email, right? I've paid a virtual assistant at one point to open my inbox. We didn't continue because I'm a terrible client to work for, but because I still didn't want to read them emails. But you have a skill set that a business owner is looking for. This is going to be the pathway for so many of you. You don't even know it yet. Maybe we can talk a little bit at some point before the summit on I don't know, how to do a little skills inventory or something somewhere, because this session is going to be the one for so many people. Very excited.
I would say that if you have worked in an office before, or if you have managed a household before, you have the skills to be a VA. It's just, but a lot of it is just making sure the balls aren't dropped. And y'all Black women are out there making sure the balls aren't dropped, right? Or if the ball is dropped, it's not your fault, it's the client's fault. Hello, Stephanie, right? Like that is going to be the role that a lot of you can play for a business owner in need. And so I would say that it's one of our more accessible. We have a few that are very accessible, but it's a very accessible session. You don't need to come in with a degree or experience as a VA or a specific skill set.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, right? Stephanie's VA practice, VA business was making lead magnets, right?
Yep.
A little light graphics,
little PDF here and there.
Yours could be answering the phone or responding to email, whatever the thing is that you don't hate and that someone else knows they need and will pay you money for, our speaker this year is going to help you do it. So very excited.
Yes, yes. Exodus Summit 2025 is online October 10th through 13th. Get your ticket at exodussummit.com. Okay. We have some sessions that need to be added on to we have some sessions that still need to be added on. So this is one of them. You probably don't see it on the website yet, but every session in the summit is designed, if that session is one that's interesting to you, right? It's designed to be worth the whole ticket price.
Mm-hmm.
If you heard there's a speaker coming in who can teach you who is teaching Black women how to become a virtual assistant, that session alone is worth the fullest of ticket prices, the price that JG was going to have to pay if she didn't get her ticket is worth it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it. My virtual assistant business kept me alive and eating until 2020. So that's what, 2017 to 2020? 3 full years of I'm alive, I'm eating, I'm traveling from place to place, from house sit to house sit.
So you've got flight money, you've got food money, you've already made sure that you don't have to pay for your housing because your housing is covered by housing. Well, most of the housing is covered by housing.
Most of the time, but even then, sometimes, right? It gave me Airbnb money, gave me hair product money. I went out here looking rough. Right. It kept me going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. There was a question. Oh, Mosun asked a question. At what point did it click for you that you could make enough money, not feel the urge to run back to get a regular job for the benefits?
This is where house sitting came in, because I knew I could get a free place to stay, right? If I just put myself in the right location, I could get a free place to stay. It was very early on. So literally, I'm talking about $400 a month from my VA business. I never made huge money from the VA, or I never even replaced my pharmacy tech income. I never even replaced my $22 an hour as a virtual assistant. But I did make $300 or $400 in a month. When you're a house sitter in Mexico, the world is yours. 300 or 400, literally one client saying, here's $400, make this thing for me, meant I don't have to, I know I can get one client every month, right? I can make one thing every month. And I know I can get house sits and stuff. It was a very low amount of money for me. If I wasn't house sitting, and if I didn't, if I didn't want to, I also didn't mind staying in dorm rooms and hostels. When I sometimes if I needed a place to stay, I would go stay in a hostel in a dorm room. That's also like $16 a night. If we're talking, I don't want to live like that, and all of my expenses are my own, then it would have been a higher amount, but still 2-3 virtual assistant clients a month, right? And I know that I won't need a traditional job, because the things that you get from a traditional job in the US, you can just get on your own outside of the US. I'm talking about healthcare, right? In the first few months, I knew that healthcare was they were never going to be able to dangle healthcare over my head ever again in the United States as a reason to keep a traditional job. So lesson number 5, healthcare. My 5th lesson, you can never entice me with healthcare and health insurance again. That's never going to be a reason for me to get a job, because I'll just go to a country where there's universal health care, right? If I have residency there, I have access to their health services, and I can afford my own private insurance, and I will never again, ever again, have to worry about my health care and my work status. So that was a lot of answer, Mosun, but for me, literally one client a month, and I'm like, oh, forget it. They can't get me back. They're not getting me back to regular work.
This actually brings me to another session, which has not been announced yet. We didn't even do this on purpose, but it's just wrapping up. a very, very beautiful woman that you know is doing a session on how much money do you actually need to live the life you want if you want to live abroad. Because Stephanie could not have, even with her housing taken care of, Stephanie wasn't going to survive in the US on $300 or $400 a month. That wasn't going to happen, right?
No.
But outside of the US, right? If you can live on $500 a month, what does your work life look like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't necessarily the session I'm hosting. Hi, I'm the beautiful woman. The session I'm hosting isn't necessarily a make money session, but a way to make money, but it is a way to look at your money and figure out what part of your money plan, right? If Stephanie only needed one client, maybe you only need two. Maybe you only need one. You need to raise your rates past what Stephanie was charging.
Charge more. Okay.
Right? So there's that. The how much is it actually going to cost you? Because I think a lot of times we're stuck in this US mindset and we don't realize that when people say it's cheaper abroad, we mean like significantly, right? It can be significantly less expensive. And so how do you take that into account so that you're less worried about money? Because I just saw someone say, okay, let's talk about it with Mara. Said, I'll be teaching English and working as a VA in Mexico. I'm still overthinking the money part. Yes, you probably are, because you don't know what it's actually going to cost you.
No.
Teaching English and working as a VA, you got it, right? You got it. I'll never forget that we talked to Asia our very first year when she came back, maybe year 3 or year 2, I don't remember. And she worked 4 to 5 hours a week. She worked 4 to 5 hours a week starting on Fiverr. Mm-hmm. She worked 4 to 5 hours a week and paid for her life and her son's life in Mexico. Some of y'all stressed about nothing. Love y'all, mean it, but when we start getting to the money, you'll see you don't need to worry about that, right? When we look at how much money you actually need versus how much money you can bring in with the skills you're going to learn at Exodus Summit 2025, you'll realize you've been stressed. Like, you'll be buying your ticket that same weekend. It'll be October 12th, and you're like, my departure date is November 1st. Bye-bye, right?
But that does happen every time we get together to do the math. Every time we get together and say, well, how much do I actually need? You're like, oh, I'm gone. Okay. Yeah. Once we get Rashida's session on the calendar, once we get the calendar out to you, we'll email it. We'll email all of you so that you can make sure that if you don't RSVP for any other session, you RSVP for that one, because that's the thing that's going to give you the green light. That session is going to give you the green light. You don't know what it's going to cost, and so you're stressing about it, and you're making up figures and postponing your futures based on imaginary numbers. Mm-hmm. So we're going to make sure once the website reflects the sessions that actually are happening, we'll tell you. We're going to email you and tell you over and over again so that you can get these sessions on your calendar.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We have another big session to announce. I want to announce today, but I'm going to make y'all wait. Yes, Asia is a woman who moved to Puerto Vallarta with her she left the US with $1,200. And her $1,200 was the rent she was supposed to pay the next month in Atlanta. It's AJA, but yes, that's Asia. She was in a video of mine. Mm-hmm. She left the US for 2 people with $1,200. And she never failed, although failure is something is it really a thing? Failure, I don't think failure is really a thing when you're in this process. But she never went back to the US because she ran out of money. She never, she was never homeless. She left with $1,200, working 4 to 5 hours a week. And took care of her and her son.
And I
In a
think
place she loves.
I think she was homeschooling the boy too. I think she had time. She had time,
Yes,
right? She
yes,
had time to school
yes.
him, to sightsee. She had
They were
time.
world schooling for a while. I think in homeschooling, she's at the beach every the beach is her happy place. So she lives in a place where she can be at the beach every morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. It really means a lot to me when y'all see stuff in the videos we create and you're like, that's me. I can see it. Yay.
Yes.
Yes. It sort of fired me to plot, plan, and prepare to get out. That is my video about women who moved abroad without a lot of money. If you haven't seen it yet, you want to watch it. All right.
Rashida will put that video in the description of this video. Hello, friends.
I will.
She'll do that for you.
I will. I will.
She'll do that for you.
Her son needed some care. Yes. All right. And she managed it all. You don't need to register for sessions with any pass. As long as you have the ticket, you'll be able to access every session. Registering for it, you'll get email reminders and it might show up on your calendar. But like you don't need to register to have access to it. All right.
Good.
Alib says, sorry, I know I butchered that. Hello, I'm someone highly skilled, but living with a disability. Remote work is my only option. Do you have any advice, resources for that situation? Take it away, Steph.
We do have sessions on, let's see, one session on simple certifications to help you find a better remote job. A session on certifications that make you more hireable, or, and then we have a session. Okay, I believe I can say, let's see. I think I can say that we have a session on using LinkedIn to get, using LinkedIn in your job search. Those probably will be helpful to you. You say highly skilled. So we also have a session on freelancing, which may or may not be a helpful session for you as well.
Yeah. You weren't allowed to save a LinkedIn session, but you've done it now. So
I feel like she emailed right away. That's the one I messed up, right? And then
she emailed right away?
I think so.
Okay. Well then, yes. We have a session on LinkedIn. I'm like, really not okay. So I know people hate LinkedIn. A lot of LinkedIn is BS, but this isn't about like how to network on LinkedIn. It's like how to make your profile shine and stand out in a way that people love it. And I'm gonna tell y'all a little quick story. And y'all know I love a sidebar. When I was working at BMW, the recruiters for Uber were looking for someone to do the exact half of my job. So like the exact thing I did, but like only one half of it. I did leases and loans. They were looking for someone who could do leases. The recruiter for Uber went to LinkedIn, found a whole bunch of people, found people at BMW, found people who worked at BMW for BMW Bank, like credit cards, and reached out to the credit card person to schedule an interview to talk about leases, and never reached out to me. And I don't know if that's because I neglected my LinkedIn profile, right? I don't know if that's why it happened or because, I didn't fit the description. I don't know. I surely found out about the job and called the actual hiring manager. And I was like, girl, your team is bullshitting.
I'm the one.
I was like, I'm the one. I don't know why they would call anybody else. And she, we talked through what I did, and she was like, you are the one. Come to San Francisco. And my old coworker this is what someone sidebar, but I'm gonna give it to y'all. This man was called me a friend. When I asked him if he had Black friends, he was like, you're my friend. And I was like, no, we're coworkers. I've never been to your home. We're not you've never been to my home. We're coworkers. And that's okay. But if I'm the only Black friend you have, here's the thing you need to know. Anyway, he knew I wanted to move back to the Bay Area. And he knew this job was perfect for me and not for him because he did not have the experience that I had. He did not know how to do the work. But when the recruiter reached out to him, he was like, he told someone else who was on our team, who had been on our team, who was also interviewing there in a different role, told them, I'm going to go interview for a job. And if I get it and I decide I don't want it, then I'll tell them to talk to Rashida. But otherwise, I'm gonna go see if I want it first. So he went and interviewed and didn't get the job because baby, I did. Don't play with me. But it goes back to what Stephanie was talking about in like being a worker. Like his ego wanted the job that he's your entire life is in Central Ohio. You're not picking up your kids and moving to San Francisco. You're not, right? Your entire job, your ego wants you to get that job more than you want your friend to get a job she can do in a place she wants to move to when nobody else hires for that kind of work out there. They are the only company ever that hired for that. Well, like one or two other banks, but would hire for that work out there. You know this, and you are so concerned with your position as a worker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you get a better job title? Right? Is it more prestigious? Blah, blah, blah. You don't even want the job, right? But you're gonna wait to get the job and turn it down to tell them about me. Good luck with those stages you speak of. I was like, all I need is a phone number, an email address, and that job. Listen, that job is mine. And it was. That was terrible. It was a terrible job. It was a terrible job. But that same idea that like that attitude is one of the reasons I knew I couldn't go back to working in the US. I didn't want to be in a place where people only cared about themselves, right? I do all of my work within a community and an ecosystem that is giving and generous and kind. And that is the Exodus Summit community. Those are Black women moving abroad. That is the larger ecosystem, including Blacksit Global and all of our other people who are out there that we are in community with. That tightness, right? That stinginess isn't there, right? And that's, for me, one of the best things of no longer living in the US and no longer working in the US, like working in that traditional sense. Because what you mean? You gonna give me your scraps, your leftovers? Right. No. So yeah, so that it's not just that you don't have the job you want, it's that you work in a terrible system.
Yeah. That's right.
And the system is not going to get less terrible if the Democrats are in charge. The system is not going to get less terrible if anything happens, right? If you make more money, if you get a higher paid job, if a nicer car, a better house, the system is not a big promotion, fancy job title. The system itself is not going to be less terrible because the system is meant to crush you, right? It's absolutely meant to crush you. So find a way to make your money your way.
Yes.
Okay, but back to you, Stephanie Ferry. Now that I've done this one has been sitting on my whole plant. My plant just said no, thank you. Just standing up. It just flippity flop over.
Go help her.
It's very heavy.
Help her.
Be all right. She'll be all right for a little while. She'll be all right for a while. If she don't want it, she's resting.
Oh, she's resting. Okay, we done with that. We're done with that.
On the floor, Rocio cleaned yesterday, so I'm a little upset about that, but I'll be all right. I'm gonna be all right. Yeah, that story been sitting on my heart for a little while. But back to you, Stephanie. You said that you knew you were just a worker when you're in the U.S.
Yeah.
What is an identity you've picked up since leaving the U.S.?
Community builder, talker, try things outer, experimenter, fast action taker, nicer daughter, friend hang out with her. Lots of things. Crocheter to be. I identify as a woman who crochets.
Okay. I was talking to someone this week about crocheting, and I was like, maybe I want to start that. Who was it? One of y'all crocheters got me interested this week.
Every time I see, you be seeing a little crochet swimsuit, little crochet dress. I'm like, that's a thing. I would love to be a person who sits down and makes her thing and then puts it on. I identify with that. I just don't do that yet. Yeah, every time I see, you see a little crochet bag, a little crochet basket, a little crochet planter, right? Plant holder. I'm like, I would love to have my house covered in yarn, but
No.
I just don't do it. Right now, my stuff is still in Delaware. That's one of the things I was supposed to bring back. I have like only 3 sets of the hooks, 3 different sizes, and some different yarn and stuff. And I still didn't bring it back. And I don't want to, I'm like, you don't want to rebuy it and whatever. But yeah, that's a future thing I see for myself. But yeah, I see myself as a talk to strangers person. A lot of different things instead of just Stephanie who goes to work and comes home and so she can sleep and go back to work.
I would love to learn how to weave on a loom, but where am I going to put where that loom
Oh,
going to
really?
be? Yeah. So being in Cambodia, I went to a whole bunch of silk farms and places, and they were out there weaving, and I was like, this is a skill I've never considered before. While you were talking, I was looking at the bags behind you, and I was like, are those knitted or are those woven? I think those are woven. I would love to learn how to do something like that, right? Because look how pretty they are, y'all.
They're beautiful.
Beautiful.
I think you can find a place where they teach that and you can go in and use their looms. I think you can find that in Mexico City. I think you're perfectly located for that. If Adelia can learn screen printing, right? Adelia was it screen printing that you did, Adelia?
No, you don't. Pause real quick because she's in the comments being a little crazy right now.
A backstrap.
Someone named Stephanie Perry once told me, but if you're in your calendar, it's not important. Look at her coming for you. Look how she came for you.
This is less about it. Well, it's more about me not having the supplies and not wanting to repurchase the supplies, even though the supplies are not expensive. It's more about me forgetting to get them. When I go back to Delaware, I keep forgetting to pick them back up.
Okay, you'll be in Delaware before the end of the year. Are you gonna pick them up?
They're on my list this time. Last time they didn't make the list. I keep a checklist of things to make sure I pick up. It's on my list when I get back. I'll be back in Delaware in November, and it's on my list. Absolutely. Yeah, because I'll be sitting around here with all the time in the world. Somebody asked me yesterday, what do I do? And I'm like, not leave the house, I'll tell you that. I got all the time in the world. And, I could have some nice stuff by now, Right. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready, Adelia. Don't worry. I'm motivated. So Adelia made her lingerie at the lingerie retreat. The swimsuit, beautiful. The bustier or like corset top, beautiful. I'm like, she's not gonna be the only one out here wearing stuff I'm going to wear something I make too.
Okay.
I'm inspired. I'm motivated. I'm encouraged.
It inspired, motivated, encouraged. It also sounded like a little bit competitive, a little tiny bit, but whatever.
I don't think I'm a
No
competitive
judgment.
person at all.
Okay. It sounded a little bit, but whatever.
Yep.
Okay, give me another lesson you've learned from being out for 10 years.
I learned that America doesn't do anything better than anyone else,
Oh.
and but many things worse. I learned that the whole lie of except the fact that there's a term, American exceptionalism, is ridiculous. Because what is America exceptional at? Not healthcare, not education, not transportation, not caring for its people, not anything except for maybe, overturning governments, maybe that. And soft sheets and towels, and overturning governments.
Which may have a demand, which may be in the US because of a demand for it in the US, but they probably weren't actually made in the US. Those soft sheets and towels.
True, because they
Yeah.
it is Turkish and whatever. True, that's true. Yeah. So I learned American exceptionalism. I unlearned American exceptionalism real quick. Listen, so September 21st, I got on the plane. By the time I got to Tokyo, it was September 22nd. And like in the airport, I'm like, oh, am I in the future?
Yes. Well, actually, yes.
Is this what
In
the
many
future
ways.
is like? You get on the train at the airport and you don't, like in Delaware. I'm from Delaware. It takes forever to get to the airport, right? You get on the train and the train is so amazing and high speed, even a high speed train. Japan is pretty small and they have the fastest trains. You can get anywhere in like no time. I was like, oh. America's not good. We're not good at this. Vending machines, you could get ramen from not just ramen, like a hot bowl of ramen that looks like somebody cut up these individual ingredients, right? A robot didn't do all of the work, but you can get ramen from a vending machine.
And it'd be good.
Good.
Not 7 weeks old.
Not like top ramen, like, not
Yeah.
good. Like somebody made this,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm getting it from a vending machine because it's, like late or not late or whatever. Like, this is the future. But in fact, Japan is not in the future. They're in the present. The United States is just behind on everything you can think of. The United States is behind. And that was number 6, what I learned.
Everything except capitalism and fascism and racism. We got those.
Lockdown.
Got those. Teaching advanced classes to everyone around the world.
Yes, absolutely that. Absolutely.
That. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Nichelle bought sushi at Shibuya Station in Tokyo and was stunned at how good it was. Yes.
Good stuff. Not a plastic version of that meal. The good meal in a machine. Crazy.
At a gas station. That food in the 7-Elevens. Let's run it back. I was like, oh, so gas station food is convenience store food is just different over here. Okay. All right. So in about 10 minutes, I'm going to host a little session of asking Stephanie anything you want.
Okay.
But it can't be about moving abroad, living abroad, or bopping around.
Or house sitting.
Appropriate or house sitting. The more inappropriate, the better. Please and thank you.
Okay.
Look at her face. She's like, okay.
I don't have much of a life, so it's not going to be that. I don't think it's going to be as fun as you think it's going to be, Rashida. Because
I just want to see what they're going to ask.
I don't have a life.
Is what they're going to ask. I know a lot of the answers already.
I want to take that back. I have a life that I enjoy, but it's not the life that other people would think is exciting. I really enjoy being in my house.
I'm going to ask a really well-crafted question, and we're going to get some answers. Okay. All right. So you have 10 minutes to drop your questions, and then we're going to get to them. Let me see what else people have asked that we have not answered yet.
Okay.
Can Stephanie address the financial savings of bopping 10 years versus moving abroad?
If you're a house sitter, you can do that on a lot less money than living in a place, bopping around. The the work and effort of getting a residency, you said financial, but I'm going to tell you a lot of the differences. The work of getting a residency and like establishing yourself, the bank account, the insurance, for me, insurance was anyway. It's the work of establishing yourself is harder than just bopping around from place to place, which is why I think more Black women and their families should try bopping for a while before you decide to settle, get an apartment, get a bank account, get the electricity moved over into your name. Before you do all of that work, which is not a crazy amount of work, but it's more work than necessary. Try bopping around. See if you like that. See if you like being in a place for 60 days, 90 days. Then you go to another place and another place. Financial savings of bopping versus moving abroad. Mostly it's just rent if you're a house sitter. Because I was a house sitter, the financial saving for me was mostly just saving on rent. That's about it. Because paying utilities now is no sweat. I'm like, sure, Olga, let me pay my $13 electric bill, my $3 gas bill, right. So it's not the utilities. I don't have a car here, so it's not that. If I had a car here, that another financial difference would be paying for a car and gas, but I'm not doing that, not anytime soon. Can you think of anything I'm missing, Rashida, in terms of the financial differences? It's mostly paying rent.
Yeah, if you're a house sitter, no. If you're not house sitting, it's definitely more expensive to bop than it is to live in one place. But if you can get the benefit of house sitting and house sitting regularly, which definitely we'll talk about. We don't have a house sitting session at the summit, but we do have you're going to get some house sitting information. Mm-hmm. There isn't an actual session.
Yeah, I told him it was a pre-recorded session.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That works. Okay. But you'll get after the summit. Okay, so I think that's a good question.
I think I thought of one more thing for CK. Insurance is different. Insurance is probably a little higher when you're bopping around. That travel medical insurance, nomad insurance, higher than insurance for somebody sitting somewhere in one country where you're insured in that place. That's another difference. Okay.
Okay. All right. Travel Gal says hostels. I'm afraid of them. Is that a valid concern?
No. Ain't nobody thinking about you. Hostels are full of travelers who are traveling and they want to travel on either a budget or they want to travel and have other people around and not always be alone. They're just regular people. People in hostels are regular people. Now, there are hostels with a reputation that you may not enjoy. There's party hostels, there are co-working and coffee hostels, there are longer stay hostels. So it depends on what you want. You may not enjoy the party hostel if you're not a party girl and you want to go to sleep so you can get up early and get picked up for your tour, right? But they're just people. People, number 7, the world is full of people. They're just individual people. They're people like me. They're people like you. They're just people. Strangers are not any different from the people you do know, right? They're just human people with their own, focused on their own lives. They're not thinking about you. The world is full of people and they're not thinking about you. So Coffee says some are awful, some are great. Yeah, read the reviews, but no, I don't. You're not now. Afraid is different from will you enjoy them? Should you be afraid of them? No. Will you enjoy it? I don't know. I don't mind when I had $16. Either I stay in the $16 a night place or I go back home and get a job. Okay. I did not mind $16. I'm on a bunk bed. I don't know this person on the other person on the bunk with me. Right. I didn't mind it. Will you hate it? It's possible. It's possible you'll hate it, but I don't think fear is a thing. It may just be this doesn't fit my needs and the way I want to travel and the way I want to live.
Okay. All right. I think I want to take some time, take a little pause,
Pause for the cause.
A little pause for the cause, and I'm gonna put Stephanie on the spot. My guest is now going to announce our big announcement.
We have a special session in Exodus Summit 2025. Can anyone guess what session Rashida and I just recently added on to the summit schedule? What the topic is that would make us this excited and happy and it's a little, yeah. Anybody, any guesses about a session that Rashida would be excited to announce to you today? That's coming up. That might be
already on the calendar.
Yeah.
What was that?
Might be related to an exciting session we had back in 2022.
Definitely just be like, let me tell you what it is. You don't like when people guess?
They'll know.
JG knows.
They know. Oh, okay. Because I told them yesterday.
You told them yesterday? I stayed on as long as I could yesterday, and I had to leave because I needed to be at a place when it opened.
Listen, when you said yesterday, do you think we can announce it? And I said, yes. I laughed the whole rest of the night because I know I had already announced it all night long. Every time I thought about it, I just started cracking up. I've been laughing for like 8 hours because I know I had already told them.
So anyway, my guest had a technical difficulty. I had to leave. She had to leave. My guest had to leave because Why would you do that? I said, are you okay announcing it tomorrow? And she said, yes. And you see how I get sabotaged? You see how I get sabotaged?
But let me explain what happened. Mo was in the chat yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I said, oh, Mo, should I announce it? And she said, yes.
Is Mo your business partner? You know what? Fine. You and Mo can have that. You and Mo. Exodus Summit next year can be you and Mo then, since you don't have to talk to me. You're going to talk to Mo.
That's the last time I'll ever do that. From here on, never again.
Y'all hearing this?
Never again. That's the last time. From here, I will never, ever again tell things ahead of time. No more of that. Okay? No more.
And instead of being like, oh, I already said something yesterday, she was like, yes, and then laughed at me all night.
No, I was laughing with you all night. Every time I thought about it, I just cracked up laughing. So the session that we're excited to announce is Exodus After Dark. Mo, the goddess, is teaching a session on OnlyFans. There's money in Exodus Summit 2025. Okay? There's money there. Don't you find this hilarious, Rashida?
So TC said, with a straight face. Yes, she said she's not gonna let something slip ever again with a straight face.
I know. I'm done with that. I'm over it. I moved on.
You ain't asked me if you could say something. You asked Mo.
I was like, I know Rashida's not here. Do you think we can announce this? And she said, yeah.
Y'all see what I gotta do?
But no, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm done with that.
You're a different person now?
Yeah.
From yesterday? Yeah. From yesterday, you're a different person?
Mm-hmm. Metamorphosis. Growth.
Huh. Growth. Okay, so yes, we are talking about there's going to be an Exodus Summit After Dark session. We know that some of you guys are going to be super, super into this, and some of you guys are not. Here's the thing about the sessions. We have, let's call it 13 at least sessions that are going to be about making money. Like some are going to be about like, we're doing a tax session. It's like taxes. It's not, it might be a keep some money in your pocket session, but it's not an actual like making money session. You can't do 10 new things all at once, right? So if this OnlyFans session isn't for you, don't let that be a reason that you say the whole thing isn't for you. Because you were never going to be able to do everything anyway. You don't have the bandwidth. You should be outside walking around, looking at your new city, maybe finding a foreign lover, maybe, who knows? But it shouldn't be 12, 13 new income avenues. Right? So yes, if this is for you, hey girl, hey, let's get to the dollars. And if it's not for you, as long as you're respectful to our speaker, come through, don't come through, whatever makes sense for you, we get it. We get it. We know it's always controversial to talk about sex work in a session like this. We also know that nothing you've ever heard from Stephanie or I is going to imply that you need to do something, because we don't believe in having to do anything, right? So just because this session is in the summit doesn't mean that we think it is for you. Something we don't think it's something you have to do. We don't think it's something you should do unless you think it is, right? And if it is, some of y'all gonna be getting to the bag.
Yes. Get the money. Yes.
Get the money.
Yeah. We're excited about this session because we did a virtual sex work session in 2022 and we saw the money, right? We saw some women say, oh, here's how much money I made, right? I made this much money, right? We saw, I know 2 women at least who made more than $2,000 from that session by the time I talked to them again, right? So.
And you talked to them again very shortly after.
Short period, in weeks and weeks, right? So we are excited about all sessions in Exodus Summit 2025 because we know each one of them is a session that's going to be can be transformative for somebody. But you use your discretion, right? You use your best judgment.
I love y'all. Coach John Marie says Stephanie's nickname is Old Fridge. Can't keep nothing Perry. I have never heard that before, and I love it.
Donna, I said I'm changed. I said I'm better now.
Can't keep nothing.
When do I get the benefit of the doubt? I said I don't do that anymore.
But is this your first time saying you don't do that anymore, or you won't do it again?
Mm-hmm.
You've never said before you won't do it again.
No, because I knew better.
Okay, but now you're different.
Uh-huh.
Okay, y'all. Yes. I must switch gears.
When I tell you, I was looking at my phone, just cracking up on the sofa last night.
I had to leave to be someplace when it opened, so I didn't see her whole video. But I didn't think she would, because we always talk about what we can share and what we can't share. And I was also like, I have my phone on me. She'll text me if she has a question. I told myself as I was trekking to where I was going, I was like, Stephanie will text me if she has a question. She will not. I guess it wasn't no question. It was a question to Mo, not to me. Joe kept saying you look serious and she believes you. Look at this laughter.
But listen, that impacted me. Now, seeing how you don't like that, I won't do it anymore.
Woo! Okay. All right. Well, so I was recently thinking about some of the men I've dated in my past for various reasons. And I'm like, I usually let them play in my face a little, but when they start playing in my face a lot, that I'm like, I gotta tap out. And this feels like that. But this feels like Stephanie usually plays in my face a little bit, but now this is playing in my face. Telling me she's not gonna do it again is playing in my face.
No, you can't say that unless I do it again. Unless I do it again, then I'm just right. I'm just telling the truth.
I've been listening to them like, oh, he lying to me, but it's okay. I'm gonna see where this takes us. I'm gonna see where this lie takes us. And when I get to the big lie that don't make no sense, is usually where I'm like, you can't. We can't go through this with you thinking I'm a big dummy. And this is what it feels like. It feels like you want me to go through the world with you thinking I'm a big dummy.
You have to.
This might be where we break up.
You have to Google the definition of a lie, because I didn't just tell a lie. If I do it, it's not a lie.
Octavia said the laughing all night part isn't healthy.
I kept opening my text. I was like, sure.
She said yes with exclamation. I know it has exclamation marks there. Like, yes, great idea. Instead of being like, oh yeah, I already did that.
Mm-hmm.
Why would she just lie to me a little bit?
But yes, yeah, I'm over it.
Mark.
I'm over it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just signed an NDA.
You don't like it. You don't like it. I don't do it.
Okay. I appreciate that. Y'all have witnessed this.
You're welcome.
She's not going to do it anymore. Okay. Anyway, let me ask some questions. Y'all didn't come with a lot of questions for her that were not related to like travel. We had a few, so I'm going to do that. Camille, ain't what is a lie the most gaslighting ass shit we could ever like?
I said Google. I said find the definition. It's not a lie if I do what I say, then it's not a lie.
Is this not top tier gaslighting? Okay, I'm gonna move. It's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
Playing in my face. All right. What fiction are you currently reading?
I just opened I don't even know what it's called. Octavia Butler something.
Parable of?
It's upstairs on my nightstand. The one everybody says we're in right now. By just open, I mean, I've read this first chapter like 14 times. I keep saying it's time to read the book. It's time to read the book. And then I just give up on it. Parable of the Sower. You were right. Parable of the Sower. So I just opened that last night on my nightstand. We'll see if I keep reading. People keep saying how it mirrors, how it's like predicting current times. And that's why I keep being like, I don't know if I want to read this. I know it's going to be good, but do I have the fortitude to read it? It starts out they're in a time when, I don't know, neighborhoods are locked down and they're, I'm like, I don't know. But that's the answer. I just finished the book that you gave me, Rashida. Your book?
Yes.
I just finished it. I kept stopping it too. The Tommy, Children of Blood and Bone.
Is one you have.
Yeah, I just finished Children of Blood and Bone. I started that back in May for Rashida's birthday, I think, is when you gave it to me. Sure. I think I just finished that.
Or over the New Year's.
That's right. I was supposed to give it back to you on your birthday and I didn't finish it. Yeah. I just finished that.
All right. So I really believe in being transparent. So I want to answer this question, even though it's not in the Stephanie thing, but I just don't want to forget about it. Christine says, why didn't y'all announce this before our early bird discount ended? Because we did not have it finalized. We did not have it locked in before the early bird discount ended. We got it locked in Saturday morning. It was tight. But we did not have it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We're not hiding from you.
We know that it's not even possible. Yeah. You got to agree and you got to get contracts and this and that. Everything takes time.
We weren't hiding anything from you. But Christine, why am I getting no ticket anyway? Okay, anyway. I'm gonna come back to the Stephanie questions. What are your favorite hair products?
Oh, so I like Kemet Biologics and I like Camille Rose Naturals. Kemet Biologics, I like their Athiopica Hydrate and Twist butter. I love that butter. And she's got an oil, a little softening serum that I love. And then Camille Rose Naturals, she's got a really good setting lotion that I use because I'm in a dry environment. When I'm in humidity, I don't feel like any setting product is going to help me at all. But here in Bogota, it's nice and dry, and I can set my hair, and it'll stay, for days and days. So I like that. And then she's got a greenish, bluish leave-in. I use it as a leave-in conditioner. It's like a moisturizing product. Those are my faves. For shampoo and conditioner, I just use something you can get in the grocery store. Those are my faves.
Okay. Another question, and I'm gonna do two questions at once.
Okay.
Jazzy D asked, "Have you tried a virtual book club?" But before we go to that, one of you said an Exodus Summit book club sounds great. Beloveds. Our friends Kyoka and Yvonne have a book club that kind of stemmed from Exodus Summit, but us hosting a book club, they have a book club. You'll find information about it if you're still in the Exodus Summit Facebook group, it's there, and I'm sure they'll post about it in the new community sometime soon.
Mm-hmm. It just took me 8 months to read Children of Blood and Bone. Okay.
Which I had for 3 years and never read. So the pressure. All right. So Stephanie, have you tried a virtual book club?
I was in Kathy Hampton's virtual book club briefly, and I don't even think I read the first book, and it was a book I wanted to read. So no, it just, it's funny. You have good intentions, but you just don't do the thing.
So on Libby, my my library system allows me to have books for 14 days. And I realized someone else posted that their library system allows them to have books for 21 days. And I was like, you know how many books I would actually finish if I had 21 days instead of 14? Probably 0% more. The number might be 0. Before I got to check out the book and read it and return it in 14 days. And life?
Mine is 21 days and it's still not helpful.
Oh. All right. Next question. Thank you for asking that, Jazzy. There are a couple of questions that are related. So we're going to start with the related questions. Boop, 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 boop. What was your worst date ever in life?
Let me think, Patty J. My worst date ever in life. When I lived in Wilmington, I went on a date from like Plenty of Fish or one of the apps. And he said, he walked up, we met outside somewhere. And he walked up to me and he was like, "You're really pretty." And that there was a problem there. Because I guess I look cuter than my pictures. And then he sat down at dinner and he told me his mother stole his money from him. His ex-wife stole money from him. He doesn't trust women with money. And so, oh no, one time I went on, and so that I just got up and left. But one time I left a man at the movie theater. I drove, so I just left him in the movie theater. Good luck.
Like the movie was still going, you left in the middle of the movie?
Yeah. I'm going to the bathroom.
Wait, no. When you say you drove, do you mean you drove separately or you drove him there?
I drove him to the movie. I drove to the movie.
No.
What happened? I feel like we've all done that. Have we not all done that? We've all done that. A-hole. I feel like that's a common normal. I feel like that's something everyone has left a date in the lurch. You're not getting back in my car. Last week, I accidentally said it was a Corvette. It was a Camaro. You're not getting back in my car.
You drove that man there.
Mm-hmm.
and then left you.
Oh, and then one time. So the army was an experience. One time, he picks me up, tells me we're going to a barbecue. We go to the barbecue, and then he hands me cash and says, "Now you go to the liquor store and buy so many cases of beer." And that didn't make sense to me. We just drove past the liquor store, and I'm not the errand girl.
Wait.
But he gave me the keys, gave me some cash, gave me enough cash. It's not like he was trying to trick me into. So I get in the car and I'm like, Andre, I had a friend named Andre. Andre, this dude just gave me a bunch of cash. You want to go to, we like to go to the Outback Steakhouse. You want to go to Outback? So I take the cash. I go to Outback with
in
Andre.
the other guy's car. Your date's car. Okay.
With Andre was just my friend. Me and Andre go to Outback, but then I tell him where the money came from. And then because he's a man, he guilted me into still going to the liquor store, buying the case of beer, dropping it back off. And so I did that, but then I left again. You shouldn't tell men, you can't tell men too much because they're always going to be on the man's side.
Why did he ever? This was the first date with this man, or
no, maybe like fourth or fifth.
The barbecue was his friend's barbecue?
At a friend's house, Jackie's house. A man named Jackie. Yeah, I remember. We going over Jackie's house. He loved Jackie. Him and Jackie Jackie was like old enough to be his grandpa. But he loved going over Jackie's house. We going over Jackie's house, and he had Jackie and his wife, and they would barbecue and eat. They'd throw down. We could have just gone to the liquor store on the way. I felt like he was trying to prove something by making me go run an errand.
That's what I was thinking.
After we got there, like, what is the point? Why would you do
it? You are his servant girl.
No, I'm not. We went to Outback Steakhouse. I got me that coconut shrimp, but then I ended up not taking the money. It ended up having been my money. You know what I'm saying? I thought I had come up.
Andre should have at least paid for your meal if he wasn't going to talk you out of using the other man's cash. Come on, Andre.
Man, that's when I learned they always gonna be on a man's side. You my friend. You don't even know this dude. Talking about you can't do that, Stephanie. That's stealing. You can't do that.
That man sent me on an errand with his car keys and everything. And not just like, can you go? You schlepping around cases of beer like a pack mule?
That's what I said. I'm the woman.
You want me to bring back a keg too? What else?
That was my
opinion. I go get a side of beef? What else can I do for you, sir?
You want me to dig the barbecue pit? That's how I felt.
Oh.
Andre talked me out of it. That's stealing. You can't do
that. S-Ray says you're diabolical.
I think those are pretty normal. I don't think I did anything. I have some girlfriends who have done some rowdy things. I feel like those are pretty normal things.
No, I've never left a date stranded somewhere. No. I don't know. I have left in the middle of a date.
Yeah.
I have been like, I told that man one drink and then he ordered food and I was like, lovely night, goodbye.
Well, you left me. Remember on the cruise, Rashida was like, we need to go to this restaurant. It's amazing. We're going to have an amazing time. And we sit down. She's like, I got to go. You're muted. What happened? You just muted. She left me in the restaurant. I got to go. So maybe I was the worst date. I'm the worst date you ever had. Or can y'all hear? Say some more words.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said maybe I'm the worst date you ever had because you left me.
Well. Now you can't even come close to the worst date I ever had. I date men, so there's absolutely no way you have ever come close to the worst date I ever had. but we're not talking about me. We're talking about you. All right, so let's get back to some of these questions because there are a few more datey questions that I want to get to while we're in the zone.
Okay.
While we're in the zone.
It doesn't get any better.
Denzel, Idris, or Morris?
Idris, cross him off. That accent, no. Unless he's going to sound like, unless he can speak American the whole time, cross Idris off the list.
Like, so Idris in The Wire? Is that
The
acceptable?
Wire, Idris, okay. If we're talking Stringer Bell, even Stringer Bell, I will take over Idris Elba. Okay.
The terrible person that he actually is.
Yes.
Okay.
I would take younger Denzel first. Denzel, Morris Chestnut, Idris, because of the accent. Not kidding. If we're talking about today, Morris Chestnut, and then neither one of them.
I kind of agree. I like no disagreement here. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
I can't do that.
One more.
Take it.
Have you met or made friends, staff potential dates, etc., with anyone yet?
No. So when I say I'm a hermit and a homebody, I really am. And so I haven't done anything to meet friends, meet men, meet anyone. A lot of days, the only people I talk to are the security guards downstairs. No, but I plan to. When I come back, my life, I'm a different person today than I was yesterday. So maybe starting today, I'll find some ways to meet people. I am in some expat groups here, but the problem with Bogota is people move to Bogota for work, right? Anywhere else in the world, if you join an expat community, they live in their lives and they do things and they get together. This community, they're here to go to work, and they don't really, not the Black expat community or the not Black expat community, neither one of them does anything together. So that's a problem that I'm running into in Bogota that I don't think I would have in any other city in Colombia. If I was in Medellin, please. If I was in Cali, if I was in Cartagena, I would have friends by now. But I don't yet. But when I come back, so it's Exodus Summit season, plus I'm a hermit anyway. It's not unexpected that I don't have friends yet. But when I come back after the summit, me and Rashida take 2 vacations. After vacations, she said she might be taking 3. After the vacations, when I come back, then it'll be time to really get myself in the city, really get myself, make friends and do things, find hobbies, go to events, meet people. I don't think it's going to be that hard because they're pretty warm people and welcoming. And for Colombians, they have a reputation of being colder than other Colombians, but they're still very warm. I know if I knocked on my neighbor's door right now, they would invite me in. So I don't have friends, but that's not an indictment on Bogota. It's just because of who I am.
Okay.
As a hermit.
Last dating question, and I'm going to pop out of here for a second while you answer it.
Okay. What about dating and finding Black men while traveling? My experience. Now I'm 50 and I'm 51. When I started traveling full time, I was 41. So you need to understand the context. A 41-year-old woman has a different experience than a 21-year-old or a 61-year-old woman. As a 41-year-old woman, what I find is when I'm traveling, Black American men not only are not interested in talking to me, right, but don't even want to look in my direction. People know you're American when they see you, right? They see the hair, they see the clothes, they see the height. Americans are taller, right? They know I'm American. Black American men don't even want to say hello to me, let alone date me. Black men from other places, it's hit or miss, right? Black Nigerians, oh my gosh, they'll holler at you, but I mean, literally holler at you, right? Black Frenchmen, bonjour, ma jolie. They be talking sweet while they walk past you on the street, right? Black South Africans in South Africa, a lot of them are South African, but a lot of them are Nigerian or Zimbabwean or something else. So I'm just going to group them all together. Black South Africans, yes. So I did go on one date in South Africa with a dude. It depends on where you are and who the Black men are there, right? So if the black men in that place, like in Thailand, the black men are Americans. No, it's a no for me, dog. They just won't acknowledge me. But in South Africa, I mean, they'll propose to you on the first before the first date, like a real proposal. They'll propose to you, right? In France, they'll be like, talking sweet to you. It depends on where you are. I don't have enough of a reason to only date black men. There's no reason for me to only date black men, so I don't only date black men. And now, I don't know. I think that's the end of that. What's up with Black American men abroad? Absolutely, they will not. Some of them are in the place they're in because they don't want to be where the American women are, right? They go to Colombia to get a Colombian. They go to Thailand to get a Thai chick, or the Philippines to get a Filipina, right? They absolutely don't want you. That is the point. That's why they left the country. That is the thing about some black men. That is why they left the country. They specifically don't want you. And how dare you even expect them to acknowledge your existence as a human person?
That's the part. Because like, I probably don't want to date you anyway, right? Like, but like, you are a Black American man who is going to turn away when you see me in the streets. I'm not getting a head nod. Okay. I was gallivanting with a male the other day. Don't ask no questions. And every Black American man we saw said hello. And I was like, in my brain, I was like, because I'm with a man. I'm with a Black American man. They wouldn't say hi to me if I was here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But in the presence of a man, they gonna give him the head nod, right? And not the ignore that I normally get. And I was like, oh, this is so interesting. It's so interesting, because otherwise they'd be like, can't see. Don't let her see that you can see her.
Well, they would rather get hit by a motorbike by crossing the street than say good morning.
Just the Black American man was so disappointed to see me in Malaysia. And it's not all of them.
That's a funny way to put it.
But definitely, if they don't date Black women in the US, you are dead to them outside of the US. In the US, you might be kin or associated in some way, coworker, whatever, where they might have a cordial relationship with you. Outside of you, if they do not date Black women in the US, you might as well be dead outside of the US. I got so many head nods that day, and I was like, y'all can't see Black people outside of the state.
Can't see. Y'all not. Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what have I missed in the questions? Okay, I'm getting back. Y'all have a bunch for Stephanie, so I'm gonna try to get through these. I think that was the end of men's.
Okay.
Do the gray skies and rain affect your mood?
No, surprisingly, and you'd think they would. I think because we do see there is blue sky every day. It's just not all day. It may start off blue, it may end up blue. You do get the sun every day. And because I don't have a real schedule, I can just go outside when the sun is up and get a little sun on me, go out to the park or whatever. So no, surprisingly, I think it's because it's not all day, all gray.
Okay. All right. Kyoka, every day I try to block you. Don't let it be today. All right.
You can't block
the question here. Huh?
You can't block the baby.
I can block the baby.
Your daughter. You can't do that.
What do you consider are the differences of adopting from another country rather than the US?
The time frame. Also in the US, in some places, you have to foster before time. It's just about time, how long the process takes.
Okay. All right, quick and easy one. Um, can you find collard greens and soul food in Bogota?
Not yet. I feel like I've seen, you see kale and mustard greens. I'm a mustard greens girl personally. You see kale and mustard greens. So to me, I don't miss, I'm not like, oh my gosh, there's no collards. Other soul food, like you can fry, fried chicken is everywhere. It's not seasoned. You're gonna have to season it yourself. There's sweet potato. My for me, what I want is I want access to the cheese to make sweet potato. I mean, the cheese to make macaroni and cheese, which can be expensive in other places. Here in Bogota, good cheese doesn't seem to be crazily overpriced. In Costa Rica, buying cheese to make some baked macaroni and cheese was really an expensive proposition. But here I've got access to chicken. I can fry some chicken. I can make some macaroni and cheese. I can make mustard greens and sweet potatoes, and I'm satisfied. So, but a soul food restaurant, I haven't found it yet. If there is one, I haven't found it. I would like someone to come and open one, please.
That you will leave your house and go to regularly, or maybe you'll just order it.
Rappi will deliver it.
Rappi will, yes, Rappi will deliver it. So I was just thinking back about the last time I spoke to a Black man. There were some more comments. I was in the comments. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I was thinking back to the last time I randomly spoke to a Black man, and he was very kind. He could see me. He stopped the conversation. The last time it happened, he was married and was like, hey, hi, you live here, I live here. Connection, like let's talk kind of a thing. It's the ones who are single that really don't be seeing you.
No.
Married to a Black woman, he can see Black women. He can see Black women. He's married to a Black woman.
Yeah, it's stupid. You'd be like, first of all, don't nobody want you. I don't want you. All you say good morning. You gonna say good morning to him and not say good morning to me walking down the street? So you can say good morning to people on the street and not me?
So y'all do see. Okay. All right. Okay. Because Polly wants to know who to date. And I think the answer is anybody, everybody, nobody.
Yeah. That's right. So this is a big city. There's a lot of people here. I wouldn't move to another city, expect to date a Black American man.
I think a good point to stop on now is that if dating is a priority for you, it helps to go to a location that has the men you want to date. Mm-hmm. So if like Stephanie wasn't going to do well dating in Mexico because she doesn't want men who reach her waist. So, right? Like, so the men in Colombia are a little taller than the men in Mexico, right? If that's important to you, go to where the men are that fit your criteria. If you only want to date Black men, go to a Black country or a Blacker city in a country, right? I would go to Cartagena, not Medellin, if I only wanted to date Black men in Colombia.
That's right.
Or date everybody, anybody, nobody, right? There's no answer. There's no trick.
I am exotic. I know that. When I speak Spanish, I try to use a little accent sounding like I'm a Spanish speaker. But let me see a handsome man. I'll be like, oh, buenos dias, all American sounding. Listen, I'm exotic to you. Let me bust out my...
Wait, you be doing the low-key no hablo?
There's a man on the elevator. I'll be like, buenos dias. No, and I can say buenos dias. No, it's buenas tardes anyway. I know it's afternoon. Okay, listen, I'm exotic to this man. Let me be exotic. Okay.
I've never considered that trick. I'm always like, dang, my Spanish isn't good enough. But you're like, no, back it up.
Foreign chiquita. Yes. No. Yeah. Yes. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't. Excuse me. And that there's one man in the elevator. He's very young. He's very young. He's not, but I would hang out with him every day. I'm be like, buenos dias.
I only do that when I really don't want to have a conversation with someone. So the other day, a guy asked me, I'm walking up the street. I say hello to, I talked about this on Instagram, but this is not the same story. This is a second person. A second person. I walk past him. I say, good morning. He says, good morning. Where are you going? So I was like, United States, in Spanish. Because I didn't answer where are you going. I answered, where are you coming from? Where are you from? Because what do we do? Where am I going? Nah. So yes, I do the like, oh, I don't understand how to properly answer that question. Because when I do I went to the pharmacy yesterday, and that woman, I tricked her into thinking I knew Spanish. And now we do in fast pharmacy Spanish. Fast pharmacy Spanish?
Yeah.
I said, oh, well. And she wasn't telling me something that I needed to know for this. She was telling me something related, right? But like it wasn't crucial for what I was doing in the moment. So I was like, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. If it mattered, I would ask her to slow down or like work with. It don't even matter. She's just talking. Talking while she's waiting for someone else to open the register and do something.
Yeah, working on the accent seems like a good idea until you trick them into thinking you are better at Spanish than you really are.
Girl.
Then you got to tell them, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Girl. By the way, randomly, I was in Costco yesterday and I realized I'm known, like there are workers in Costco who know me now. And I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just a local Mexican lady.
I'm a local Mexican lady just living my life. Easy breezy. Mm-hmm. That lady in the pharmacy, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. Or like I can pick up enough of it, but
yeah.
Ask pharmacy Spanish? Nobody asked for that. All right, back to the question because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Are you working on your mystery novel?
Oh, no.
Is there an update on your book?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Some people will get something. The pre-orders, people pre-ordered this book 2 years ago, I believe. Pre-orders will be getting something before the end of October.
That seems like a sketchy time to promise something.
I know, but I think so. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I know.
All right. Another good one. Oh, I lost it. But are you seeing Black art in Colombia? Dr.
Yes, but not Black artists. Like every time I see something and I look up the artists, they are not a Black Colombian artist.
Oh.
So I have yet to find but you do see art, like you pass galleries and stuff, and there's like there are a few famous Black Colombian singers, and you see lots of art of them. There's a man whose name I can never remember, and I keep saying because I want a picture or painting of something of him. So I guess that it's not Black art if it's not a Black artist. So the answer is not yet. I haven't been plugged in. I need to find the right. No, the answer is no. After saying yes, the answer is no. But you do see art of Black people here. Mm-hmm. They like that, right? No.
Okay. I'm gonna ask a question now. Who do you get? Stephanie and I were together with some other people walking up the street in Bogota, and a man looked at Stephanie and said, "Azúcar." The Celia Cruz reference. So who else, like everywhere you go in the world, we're typically somebody. Who else are you? What name do they call you, if anything, in Colombia?
Nothing else. Nothing here. No. Okay. These people are a little more reserved, even though I just said that they're warm and stuff. They're not that yelling out at you. In Mexico, they will yell out at you. Okay. This doesn't seem to be a yell at you place. That was the only time I've heard someone yelling out at me, I believe, in here in Bogota. They seem to be a little less into that kind of thing. But other places, that Nobody yet, but they do. But people do sometimes seem very happy to see me. So I'm like, is there somebody they think I am, or they just are happy to see an afro? Because or I don't. But sometimes I walk in places and I'm like, they seem really happy to see me. Compared to there's other people walking in this door at the same time. I need to Google who are the famous stars and singers from Colombia and see.
But it's not like anyone's like asking you for your autograph or anything. They just happy to see a black woman.
Feel like buenas tardes.
They just happy to see a black woman.
Yeah.
All right. What's your skincare routine?
Now I like Peter Thomas Roth. He makes this like orange face cleanser. I don't even know what it's called. Daily something cleanser. I love that cleanser. And I've switched over to serum by the people that you get in the drugstore. La Roche-Posay hyaluronic acid serum, and then the Peter Thomas Roth moisturizer. That's the answer.
All right.
I sleep. I gets my sleep. And I drink a lot of water.
Okay. All right. Give us a lesson you've learned in your 10 years.
Let's see. We're only on 8. Strangers will extend themselves with no expectation of any type of reciprocity or anything around the world. So we already said the world is full of people and they don't care about you, right? In terms of they'll mind their business. They're just people. But number 8 is, but also strangers will extend themselves. Here's what I do. When I get lost and I don't know what I'm doing, I look the most lost anyone has ever looked in the world. And they help you. When I get on the bus and I don't have my bus card, Ali's mom just gave me the bus card. But when I didn't have my bus card, I would get on the bus with my debit card and I would be like, oh, no puedo usar débito. Oh, and people will swipe their card for me and then I just give them cash. I've had people stop and walk me places. I had a woman in Brazil come out of her home and say, you're going the wrong way. Go this way. Go this dangerous. This is a very bad neighborhood. She said in English, this is a very bad neighborhood. Go this way and walk me, take me by hand and walk me. I had a woman in the Philippines sit at the bus station to make sure I got on the right bus. And everything is in English in the Philippines, right? And the numbers look like the number, it's not like Thailand where will I even know, right? Even though everything is also in English there in the tourist world. But she she came to the bus station to give her husband his lunch. He was working at the bus station behind the counter. She came to the bus station to deliver his lunch or dinner or whatever. She sat on that bench with me until my bus came. And then she said, she pointed at that bus. I didn't ask her to, I didn't need her to. I guess maybe she'd heard of some people getting on the wrong bus, or maybe I looked like a little not too smart. I don't know. I've had people go out of their way around the world over and over to help me with no expectation of any reciprocity, any exchange, any return. It's changed my idea of who I am in the world. Now I belong in the world. I'm not a person who has to be afraid of the stranger. Lesson number 7.
Okay. That's 8.
Oh, was that 8? Okay, yeah. Good. Okay, good. Strangers, amazing. Okay, number 9. I have learned, how to get in and out of a hammock. Not, okay.
I don't know that yet, so you don't have to show me. Hammocks are just not comfortable for me because why am I all curled up like, why is my body doing this?
Well, you need a little more body weight. If the bigger you are, the less proportions.
I think it's that I just fold. I think no matter where my body weight is, I'm just folding up like that. I don't lay flat. I need maybe a longer hammock or a shorter hammock. I don't know. Oh no. I think maybe because you're longer than me, you like stretch out more.
Take up more space. Yeah, I take
You
up more
fold it up.
space.
I don't like it. Mm-mm. And lesson 10?
Number 10, I learned that if I share myself with people, other people will recognize themselves in that. And now we have connection and now we have community. I grew up, like I said, I grew up from fourth grade to high school. I grew up in a very white place where them kids were not nice to me. And so I was a more guarded person than you would expect. Even when I went to church, which was Black, and everybody was good to me, I still stayed a more guarded person. But this time in my life has taught me that if I extend myself, other people will see themselves and they will extend themselves. And now we have connection. Now we have friendship. Now we have community. So drop the guard because you're not in a place anymore where you need to be so guarded. 10 lessons. We did it.
Lessons. Yay. Surprise, surprise, 10 lessons. See, I surprised Stephanie with the theme for the day. Stephanie surprises me with I've been laughing at you all night. See how she do? See how she do? We did it. Yay.
We did it.
Yay.
We delivered.
Yay.
We delivered.
We delivered.
In 2 hours,
Okay.
we delivered.
So before we get out of here, it's time for another Exodus Summit ad. Give it to us.
Another
summit.
Say it again.
An Exodus Summit advertisement.
Yes. On October 10th through 13th, 2025, Black women who know how to make money a particular way are coming to teach you how to make money that particular way so that you can have the money to live out your life abroad. You can come to Exodus Summit, learn from someone in Exodus Summit, execute, and be out the door faster than you probably think is possible today. Some of you with a 2027 or 2026 timeline, some of you are going to be accelerated because the Black women who come to speak at Exodus Summit come to teach you the real deal. They come to help put money in your pocket. And for most of us, money is the biggest hurdle to moving abroad. So get your ticket at exodussummit.com and come to Exodus Summit prepared to receive the information, but to execute what you learn inside the summit. And also to form community, to meet other women, get your accountability buddies together, okay? We don't have to stay in situations that are harmful because of money. We don't have to stay in situations that are just stifling, right? Just like holding you back because of money. Instead, let these Black women get you the money. Let them teach you how to make the money so that you, instead of sitting back and watching other people and celebrating us, we appreciate when you celebrate the things that we're excited about. But instead of that, you get yours. We're no more deserving. Get yours. ExodusSummit.com is where you get your ticket online October 10th through 13th. We're adding some more sessions. Some of the sessions that we just talked about today, I'm going to go ahead and put them on the website today. And then I believe that there's even another that we've never talked about. Oh yeah. So
yes.
Go to the website today, get your ticket, and we'll email you and let you know about the other sessions that are popping up.
Yes. Exodus After Dark is going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. And like Stephanie said, all of our sessions are, in fact, not Exodus After Dark, a different speaker. I emailed her yesterday and it was like, I love what you proposed for your talk, but less inspiration and more action, right? Because y'all, if you have a ticket to Exodus Summit, you've already been inspired. Mm-hmm. Y'all aren't coming to hear how someone else did the thing. You're coming to learn how to do it yourself. And so that's the guidance we're giving. It's very action oriented. It's very, how do I do the thing? Not here's the thing that can be done, right? It's how can you do the thing? So whether you don't know if you have any skills, but you want to know if you could become a VA, or you're like, let me see what this OnlyFans is talking about, because work is hard. And that's hard work as well, right? I'm not saying it's not. but with some good pay, right? Like we want you to get the
That's
good pay. Whatever it is, we're going to have a session that you can make money from. So we hope to see you there. We're really glad you've been here with us for the past 2+ hours.
Yeah.
If you're watching this on a replay, say hi. Let us know what session you're most excited about. Let us know in the comments. And I will talk to you guys next time. Membership, we're going to meet up right now. I'll start resume once I pop off here. From Burnout to Bliss, I will see you guys this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I got a busy day.
You do have a busy day.
Today. So thank you for coming and making it easier for me for most of the session, Stephanie.
My pleasure.
For most of the session.
Thank you for sharing your community and your space with me. This has been an amazing 10 years, and you're one of the best parts. So thank you very much. Cheers to you.
Cheers. Thank you. That's so sweet. That's so sweet.
Yes.
So sweet. I'll let you gaslight me a little bit then. Okay. That's all it takes. Bye, y'all. We'll talk to you later.